Welcome to Brattleboro's Town Matters podcast for a brief update on what's happening in Brattleboro town government. I'm your host, Town Manager John Potter, broadcasting from the BCTV studios in Brattleboro, Vermont. Today, we're going to look back at the December 17th Brattleboro Select Board meeting, and then we'll preview the agenda for the upcoming regular meeting on Tuesday, January 7th. At the board's December 17th meeting, there were 7 items on the consent agenda: a third-class liquor license for the Plated Bar and Restaurant at 136 Main Street, a first and third class liquor license and an outside consumption permit for Spring Tree Marina at 28 Spring Tree Road, a New Gen Strategies and Solutions proposal to do a water and sanitary sewer rate study for a cost of $56,200, an errors and emissions certificate to the state of Vermont for the 2024 grand list, an application to the FY25 Vermont Better Roads Grant Program for a grant up to $20,080 to support a municipal road erosion inventory, and an application for a $200,000 assistance to firefighters grant to improve the fire department's capabilities in technical rescue, and all 7 of those items were approved by the board on consent. The only other item on the board's agenda for December 17th was the FY26 general fund budget and possible reductions. So the board had seen a base budget earlier in November, and they had asked for a 5 and 10% look or reduction at what was in the base budget cost estimate. And so the staff presented a list of 58 items, which I won't read off all 58 of those, but I will touch on a few of those that maybe had a little bit more conversation or discussion at the board meeting. And those were things like using grant savings for capital funding, retiring a note on the fire department's ladder truck, reducing the cost of living allowances for staff, reducing non-union wage steps for non-union staff, reducing stormwater upgrades, doing less building maintenance at Brooks Memorial Library, postponing the hiring of the emergency services data analyst position, reducing office supplies, suspending vacation buybacks for department heads, doing fewer municipal center repairs, doing less building maintenance at the fire stations, deferring computer equipment maintenance at the library, increasing non-resident fees for a library card, removing the Kiwanis Shelter roof capital project and accelerating that in this year's budget by minimizing the Estyville gazebo repairs, reducing bicycle capital spending and traffic safety budgets, eliminating the town arts fund, reducing the library budget for reference resources and books for adults and also for juvenile books, eliminating leaf collection in town, figuring out a way to generate pay-as-you-throw revenues using the new trash collection system, skipping the Global Warming Solutions Fund for a year, and reducing human services funding. They discussed all of those and more, so check out the video for conversations about those items and several others. These were, again, possible reductions, and the board gave an indication to staff, about 40 of those, that they would like to proceed and see how those would have an impact on the FY26 budget estimate. And the board ended up cutting almost $2 million from the budget, and they will be picking the topic up again on January 7th and potentially also on January 14th before hopefully finalizing a select board budget on January 21st. The next select board meeting is the regular meeting scheduled for Tuesday, January 7th at 6:15 p.m. in the select board meeting room at 230 Main Street or online. The preliminary agenda for the January 7th meeting is the following. There will be one item on the consent agenda ratifying the 2024 holiday season free parking. And under old business, there will be the second reading of changes to Chapter 15, the Downtown Improvement District Ordinance. And following that, will be further discussion of the FY26 General Fund budget development. And finally, on the evening of January 7th, the board will consider several committee appointments. I have one announcement here. Petitions for Brattleboro Town officers, Wyndham Southeast School District board members, and town meeting members are now available at the town clerk's office. The deadline to submit candidate petitions is Monday, January 27th by 5 p.m. Petitions for town officers and school district board members must contain at least 30 valid signatures of registered Brattleboro voters. Candidates for town meeting member must file a nomination petition issued by the town clerk's office with at least 10 valid signatures of voters from the district where the candidate lives. Incumbents for town meeting member will be mailed a notice of intent form in early January and must sign and return that form by January 27th. And the deadline to place articles on the town meeting day or RTM warning is 5 p.m. on Thursday, January 16th. So that's your update on what's happening in Brattleboro Town government with the Select Board. There's lots of additional information on the website, brattleboro.gov, about what's discussed at Select Board meetings. Thanks for listening, and I'll update you again soon.